Hello, everybody. ¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó? We're getting a little set up here, but we are about ready to go. Got some background music, so stand. Let me lower that a little bit. Hope everybody's well out there. I saw Guiding Coin online a moment ago. If you stepped away, that's all good. It's good to hear you. Good to see you, fellow Cuban brother. Hi, Marlo. How you doing? We're on a building stream today. We're building one of the Gundam models I got from Japan from last year, and then once that's done, we'll be finished up with them. Unless I get more. But don't tell my mom that one. Here, let me go ahead and turn off the music for now. Besides, there's all the opener stuff. What's up, Lazy? Hope you're well. Hope everything's going well over on your side of the Americas. So, to kind of go over everything, as I kind of just said, if you've been following me for a minute, you know I'm an avid collector and builder of Gundam models. Specifically, so far, anything that's kind of just like rings a bell or like unique to me in terms of my taste is not. I'm not a committed like particular series. Although Gundam Wing is my ultimate favorite, I would also argue that I'm an aesthetics pleaser for a lot of Gundam models. Although the ones I've picked up so far, apart from a few commissions here or there, they've been relatively stuff I have connected with to some degree. It's like from Gundam Freedom, I said already Gundam Wing, and then again, one day I'll kind of just go through the whole list of the Gundams maybe that we've touched in terms of series and whatever models I got, and maybe even do some reviews of how well they kind of came out as built. But today, getting my little perk and coffee up going, we'll be doing this fella. So, if you can see that, this, my friends, is the Destiny Gundam from Gundam Seed Destiny, which was the second version of that series from the Freedom series. You can see from the face it's one of the most unique that came out, because normally you have those two slits that come out in most Gundams. Does this one have it? No. This one does, though, I think. So, like, if you can see with the crossbow Gundam, and we still got to do some painting and stuff like that with this fella. But he has those, actually, the light's not coming out well. Maybe I'll switch it to the craft screen real quick. There we go. So, if you see this one, this has those two slits down by its mouth. It's supposed to be like a mimic of the Japanese Mempo mask that they would wear when they're going to battle, when they go full armor. But that one does not. This one we're going to build does not. The other aspect of this one that's really cool, that's different from other kits, is this is a special edition kit. It doesn't actually say on this one. But when I bought this kit in Japan, one of the things that stuck out is the finish. Because there's a regular plastic finish that most of these kits come out with. So, like, this is just like regular reds and yellows and whites. This one, though, and let's pick a solid example. None of this is built yet. So this would be a pure build stream for today. But what you might not see here, and don't worry, I'll take some shots later when we do finish this to give like a nice presentation. But this is actually what's called a titanium finish. So a good chunk of this kit has this finish on it. So that's what makes this unique. And the box it came in was like, and you can usually tell when you go shopping in Japan or even here. Some places in America do have some special edition kits that you can acquire sometimes. You just got to look for them. They will actually have these black or grayed out boxes, which are basically a signifier of a special edition or something aesthetically, maybe not say aesthetically, but something special about it, right? Something special about it that makes it stand out from a usual kit. So that's what we're going to work on today. It is a high grade. It is a, it won't be any taller than this one or any of the other high grades. But there is this one, I would say, from just looking at it, has a lot going on as opposed to the last two builds we did on this channel. So we're gonna get to work on that. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how long this one's gonna take in particular, but I'm looking forward to it. So, let me show you the stickers too. This is all the stickers that it comes with. So you got some metal part finishing stickers, which, if you know me, you know I don't really have too much nice things to say about regular sticker decals on some of these. Some of this is already delaminating from even the sticker piece. So we might use some, we might use all, or any. There's got to be some bits to it that we could use, but we'll see. And these are the yellow titanium finish ones. They have, it's like the way to describe it is kind of like a nice glaze. Yeah, like I would definitely be coating this to protect it more, but it will stick out like a lot by itself. So first, let's put some music on. Just something to get us in the vibe. Let's see. DMCA music for Twitch. I am on YouTube, so YouTube is not going to give me a problem. Let's see this one. Oh, that's a website. Fuck that. Let's try this lo-fi. Get some lo-fi in here. That should be a good vibe. Just now trying to send me to... I should sign in too, so that way it's like not... Sorry if I keep hitting the mic. Apologies for that. That way I could just not have commercials in between. But otherwise, I hope everybody's doing good on this Friday. Sign in here. There we go. Perfection. Perfection. Oh yeah, I should say also they gave me this stick in this particular box. They gave me this cardboard, and I'm not sure what it's for. I looked into the manual before, but it didn't show anything that stuck out, so I'm kind of confused. I don't know. We'll figure something out for it, if anything. But yeah. So is everybody excited? Everybody happy for the weekend? I am. Also, if there's any sound issues or anything where you don't hear the music or you don't hear me, just pop it up in the chat. I'm understanding. I'm cool. We'll try to fix things. Go do that surgery. Oh, by the way, if I haven't said it already, I mean, obviously you see the links, the hashtags for my channels that have content regularly. I'm staying away from TikTok. I typed something wrong in that one. I'll have to fix that. I'm just noticing that now. I apologize. Chat box. Stand by here, because there shouldn't be a C on TikTok. There we go. Okay, that should be fixed. Cool. So, anyway, as I was saying, We don't stream on TikTok anymore just because I don't want to go into that trouble of having TikTok disconnected once again and then having to wait and see and hope and pray that I can stream on there. So what we did now is that I still got the Twitch up, as you could see. And then there's also a YouTube option. Now, I do post the VODs on YouTube, but now there's a direct actual stream to YouTube. So you'll see this vertically. If you're looking on your phone, you can see the YouTube version pretty clearly. Otherwise, if Twitch is more of your thing, feel free to jump on the Twitch link. Those are my hashtags down below on this side and this side, depending on which way you're looking at it. And yeah, that's what we got. So, and I think there was another instructional in this too, but we'll worry about that, I think, a little bit later. Is it this one? Nope, that's a crossbone. I think I did them all, actually. But I am really excited that I'm almost done with these. I still got 2 more kits that have to be done down the line. They're not from Japan, but they're Gundam models. And when I say not from Japan, they're actually bought here or provided here. I got them as gifts, so that'll be a shout out when I do that one. So let's see. We're gonna go to. There's a lot of unique stuff on this one. Unique things going on with this one. So yeah, let me adjust this real quick. Might switch this to cardioid. Or omnidirectional. Oh, am I omnidirectional? I think I am. Actually, let's... There we go. Oop. There you go. You guys still hear me good? Forgive the popping. I'm just adjusting a little bit. Alright. Okay, so this is the first one that actually legs are being started on. So we're going to need B8 and F12 to go. So let's find those. Didn't actually quite see the runners. And again, this is going to be all chill vibes, so feel free just to have this in the background if you like. If you want to engage, feel free to engage. I'm always down for that. And ask questions, whatever you like. Just give it a little sharpening. Actually, while I have y'all, since Guiding Coin was on Feist, I'm gonna give him a shout out. He does have a channel when they stream. Feel free to join them whenever you see them live, but give him a follow if you can. And then we'll be doing the same thing for Lazy in a minute, so just keep an eye out for some shout outs here in between. So this one's F. Now where's my B? Oh, this is gonna be nice. So this is one of those, and forgive me, I said high grade. This is actually a real grade. So these are the ones that are supposed to be more realistic as well as more in-depth in details for a small kit. So it'll still be about the height of the high grade, but it's going to be more finely detailed. So like this whole set, this frame here is just the body. The inner like skeleton, if you will. So that's exciting. So B8. Oh. Come on, you. There we go. Sometimes you gotta be more hard on these plastics. This one. So like this is a black frame, right? But it has like a chart. I mean, it's all titanium finish as it's like titled in the thing, but it kind of has like a nice charcoal, like lacquer finish. I really like that. Oh, I'm just noticing. Let me adjust this a little bit. Okay, there we go. So like with this particular frame, you might see a lot moving. Don't worry about that. Sorry, still a lot of sound in my background. So you'll see like this ball joint already moving, even though I didn't snip this off. That's all right, because this is how these particular runner frames are supposed to work. Like they actually are meant to be articulating as a fixed set together. Nice little cleanup here and there. This is all going to be covered in on it, but I just want the parts to fit in nicely. Interesting. I only clipped a few spots, and this has a lot of flashing. Let's take this one out just in case if I need it for a heavy duty cut. Oh, you know what I should have? Let's have this at the ready, just in case, because now we're talking finishes on this one. So this one could be, when it comes to stuff with a certain type of finish on these plastic model kits, you sometimes have to be careful, because you can lose a bit of that finish when like you're cutting nubs and stuff. So that's where certain techniques start coming into play. So like this one, use the draw file technique. And that one blends in very nice. And of course, anything that needs correction, I'll do correction down the road. So this one goes... Is that under? It looks like an under. Oh. This is... It's supposed to pivot like that though. That part of it, I'm not sure. Because there's this gap. So I'm not sure. Okay, I think I'm gonna have it the wrong end. That's fine. There we go. That looks more flush. So we need two of those done, so we can get the other one out. So I feel like this is one of those older real grades. So there was a time where the older real grades were questionably terrible. This could be one of those in terms of quality. We'll see. I'm not going to make judgments yet, but there's that chance. Like, there was a certain year where they started pivoting. I think it was in 2012, I think, from what I remember, where they started constructing and creating these plastic models that were the real grade series better. Because, like, the older ones, they either broke up easy or they had a lot of, like, nubs and ends. So I feel like this is one of those. Or at least there's a chance of that. It's like, look, I only cut like 3 spots realistically from this piece with the nippers. And there's a lot of flashing. There's extremely a lot of flashing from when they created the mold. Again, I'm not going to judge it off the bat, because maybe it'll be one of those where it actually is okay for me. And if it's not, that's a fine too. We'll just fix it as we come along. Point is, don't stress yourself. Just turn that over here. Brush. Yeah, but don't stress yourself about those things anyway, because when you start becoming stressed out during these builds, the quality is going to show in when you're building. I'm gonna make one adjustment real quick to this. Configure video. Yeah. Okay. Let's do custom. Just stand by. We're still gonna be okay. Oh, hold on. Wrong end. I remember how to do this now. Let's try linear. Give it a little zoom. Let's try narrow. There we go. There we go. I like that better. So we got those two done. We need to have D1 runner, D1 and D2 runners, and Echo 1 and Echo 2 runners. So let's see what those look like here. This is G, but it's none of the runners I already touched. I need to go to, these might be whites, I think. Yep, they're whiteys. So it's one of these. I think you can see the finish a little more significantly on this runner because of the white. It sticks out a lot more. So, like, it's very polished out, shiny, which is all the more reason to be careful with these. So we need this part, so that's 12. There's another one out there I need to grab. When you got the special finishes on these, you see how there's a little gap between between the nub end and the end. When you got finishes like these, cut further away first. Then go in with your finer nippers. So like these are my good nippers, and these are my rough nippers. So these are good to pinch like the heavy duty material. This one's good to cut the more finer material because it's sharp enough and razor thin. The catch about these God hands is that, and yes, they're called God hands, they're going to be very fragile. So don't cut into anything overly thick. Because what will happen is you can bend that nipper out of shape and you lose your nipper basically. I think this is the other one, huh? Oh no, this is 8. My bad. Oh, hold on. I see the other one now. It's this tiny runner. There we go. So yeah. Nip it. So watch as I go. Here, okay? You see here, I'm gonna nip it from this end first. This is not to cause any stress. Now, the white pieces should be pretty straightforward, simple, and you should never see that stress marks on white. Play it safe either way. Let's find the E's. I have a wager that's this blue here. No, that's not the blue. Ooh, I gotta say though, look at this blue and look at this blue. That's actually pretty nice. It's all on the same runner too. I really appreciate that. Ah, here's the E. So it's the red one. So I need to grab a couple things here. So I think it's... So this one... And where's 9? Oh, here. Okay. Now, the reds and blues, you should... They're more susceptible to what I was just saying. So definitely hit them further away. And again, we can go back into them to clean it up. And then use that draw. Hi, Amy. Hope you're well. Hope the kitties haven't been bothering you too much. Keeping you nice and busy. Yeah. Oh, I like that emote. I like that little emoji you got there going on there. Ooh. Call of Duty. On my end, it's Call of Booty because I was going through so much lag on that game, girl. You had no idea. I played the first round. I was in like top 4. And then lag crazy even though there was nobody in my house and any fucking thing. And I was playing solo. I was so mad. I did finish the campaign story though. So at least I tried it. But that's what I get for trying it through the Xbox Game Pass. Because I feel like there's just so many problems with the Xbox Game Pass when it's on PC. Oh yeah, good luck with that. You just take your time and do what you got to do with those. It's not. The one thing I learned with that is just don't rush them. Okay, so you see how this one? This is the nub on the back end where we didn't cut from. So if I'm not careful enough or I cut too fast, I'm gonna stress it. Kind of cautious. Yeah, so while you're playing, feel free to just enjoy the little vibes I got going on. But if you do want to play like Rivals or something in the next few days, I'll be free for the next 3. Just FYI. Or Overwatch. Have you done some work on that one? Because they got the new skins. All right, that should be a little more reassuring, honestly. Well, it's like I told you before, it's basically Overwatch. You just got to know the mechanics, I think, more for the characters themselves and who their counters are. I gotta say, though, Dave has been killer every time I've been playing with him on that one. Yeah, see how that stresses? That's the problem with some of these finishes. You see it in this case, to me, I don't know if you can see it, but it's kind of noticeable, that finish, like damage. And there's not much you can do because so you can tell this is an older kit because there's no undergating. New kits have undergating where instead of like right here, let's use it with this knife. Right here, the nubs are down here, where it's concealable. Like you don't even have to do work apart from maybe like some filing like what I'm doing. But on the other side, which actually, but let's put that in. Let's see how that's gonna look. Okay, so they flip it up. Oh, right here, I think. Oh God, hey, Ace, how you doing, man? I was watching your stream last night. I was lurking though, so I apologize. I apologize if you didn't notice I was there, but I was watching you doing your power washing stuff. Hope you've been well tonight. Like I said, Amy, just take your time with it. Practice. Have fun. Of course, have fun with it too. Oh no. You won't see any raging from me tonight, though, man. Dude, if I rage on this shit, man, I'll probably fuck this kid up. Yeah. Oh, that reminds me, I gotta do the lurking bit. So, again, I'm not sure if Lazy's streaming yet. He does normally stream, but he will most likely today, because I think he does it every day. And then I'll get you a shout out into King Ace. No, Amy, I know. Like I said, just if you're playing, just do your thing. As long as you're enjoying the vibes here and there, I do appreciate the support, regardless. And I think I did pretty good in terms of time for you guys on across the pond this time around. I actually streamed a little bit earlier than 6 o'clock our time. I got it. Hey, Dream, how you doing? You slipped right between Amy and Ace. I almost missed you there. How you doing, boss? Yeah. We're going to get Lazy a nice little vacation, but we're going to keep him working. Get him away from Rocket League for a while. That way he can be nice and refreshed. 10:38? So that's not a bad time, especially if it's Friday. So that's pretty good, I would say. Because I was running into... Because I have a couple of folks here from We're just saying what's up, and we're giving you the shout out, Lazy, and we're gonna have you go on a vacation eventually, bro. We're gonna go on. King Ace is saying he needs a vacation. Let's all go on a vacation, man. Lazy's like Beetlejuice, bro, just not without the black white pinstripe suit. Okay, the nub damage here is not so bad. Still gotta be careful. Let's have a vacation in the UK. Even me and Lazy, we'll meet up with King Ace and we'll go to Spain or something. Amy, you could come along if you like. Lazy man. I don't know about paying for a vacation, bro. I mean, I don't know about that. I heard you were the rich man here. I'm just along for the ride. Maybe if I become like most critical famous, then I'll start paying for everybody's vacation that I know. Yeah, the damage is not too bad on this one. The red actually does pretty well. Just low filing there. Hell yeah. So you're not going to adopt me, Lazy man? Is that what you're telling me? You're not going to adopt me and I'm not going to be one of your kids? I mean, I'm not Filipino at heart, bro, but how far difference is a Cuban from a Filipino? Let's say that. We both got good food and everything. There you go. I knew you were gonna laugh at that one. By the way, is the music in the background coming out pretty good? I hope. Like, I'm not one of those that like to hear myself talk and just talk, but as long as there's a good lo-fi going on in the background. Cool. So one of the things for this kit, because of that special finish, is that we're gonna definitely need to put some top coat to take care of it. I'm down to do karaoke once in a while. I don't normally do it on these particular streams, just because there's a lot of focus I gotta do. Hey, Golden Ages, what's up? Let's see. I have done lives where I just sang my ass off and shit before. Though, that was what I was originally seeing. Let's see. Oh, let's clean this out. Hope you're doing well, Golden Ages. You're hanging out there, you know, living the good life on a Friday night or morning. Well, there's really no more mornings for Friday night at this point. You know what I mean? As long as I'm not sound like I'm rambling and shit. I thank you for joining us on this Gunpla stream. So just to recap on this is the Destiny Gundam. This is, I think, one of the older real grade model kits that they made back a few years ago. And I say that just because there's a lot of flashing on the Gundam frame that they built on the runner. So like I only cut like 3 spots of it, and there was still a lot of flashing in spots I never even touched. Otherwise, we're just starting with the legs, get the footies in. It has some nice colors going on, I would definitely say. I will say, once I finish building and putting stickers on and everything like that, it's definitely gonna need like a special coat topping. Like maybe I'll do a pledge coat or a glossy top coat, just so those imperfections don't stick out. Actually, the way this one kind of looks, it looks like worn damage. I kind of like that. I'll keep that in mind. Let me give you a good example, because I do appreciate kind of doing some education here. So, real quick, actually, let me get this guy in, because I'm giving shout outs to my buddies here. I am for dude. You should show that on the stream too. The group build, that'd be fun. That'd be good for you to post. So anyway, discussing flashing. This is not the one I was gonna pull out. Sorry, Golden. So for this particular kit, this is a real grade, right? And this is all like the skeleton bits for the actual model that we're going to be building. So let's say, for example, this piece right here. If you see that. So there's 3 cuts you got to make, right? So you got the one here, here, and here. Actually, no, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, with the older kits, and you'll notice this like anything before 2015. That's why I'm wagering this is one of those. Where when the mold is being created, because these are all plastic molds that they inject plastic in, and they create, and that's how these runners are created. That's why they have them on runners. There's an element called flashing, because it's basically the sandwich, right? And when you think of it as a peanut butter and jelly, when you smash a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, it's not going to all stay in the sandwich. Some of it's going to ooze out and stuff like that. So think of that as what flashing would be equivalent to in a kit. So it'll be kind of hard to see in this case. But so on that same piece I was just pointing out right here, see this white mark where I'm pointing at? That's basically flashing. It's not a lot of flashing, but that's where the flashing is going to appear, because that's the part of the plastic sandwich molding that's coming out. Now it's looking like that, so it looks like that because it's sandwiched out, flashed, and it wasn't cleared off. So that's why I would advise also, especially since you're newer to these things, whenever you get these kits of any kind, whether Bandai or another party, take your kits, wash them out in a lukewarm water, because then when you start cutting into these with a lot of flashing or little flashing, you're going to be balancing out. Let's say you're balancing out the pH level of the kit, because then once you put it in the lukewarm water, soak it, and you clean it out, think of it kind of like the blood coming out. Think of it like that. So it's like some leftover plastic that needs to stick out. So you will see that especially in polycaps. Is this my polycap? No. Actually, I think I have my polycap runner here somewhere. I should grab these two since I have them. Does this one have it? A little bit. So, like, if you're familiar with the polycaps, this is a used one that I already finished up. But like right here on this edge with the polycaps, that's flashing. But you can see noticeably on the end where they actually had the injection go through. That's a lot of flashing. So just keep an eye out for those. That's just a lot more cleanup we as builders have to do. But yeah, just wash your kits and it'll go a long way, I promise, in that regard. But anyway, let me get back into this. So we made the feet. And then we're gonna, so we built this part. We built that part. I guess we're folding this over to 90 degrees. Yeah. Not a problem. If you have other questions, feel free to chime in with them as we go. Most of the time I'm doing these streams is just to kind of chill and just put them out there, just to get myself out there known and whatnot. I ain't ashamed to tell you that. Yeah, and you can just use dishwasher soap. I use like the ice cooler bucket, you know, like for beer and Coca-Cola and stuff like that. That's been my go-to for cleaning large boxes. And then just soak them in, and then use like a little toothbrush with medium to soft bristles, and just scrub and stuff like that. That should do the trick for starting you off good on these builds. E10 and 8. And then I was saying earlier with these finishes, clip them at the end for away from the actual piece. So where I'm cutting here, don't cut right there right off the bat. Cut further away. That way you don't stress the plastic. So, because even if you washed it in the lukewarm water and whatnot, there's still that risk of having stress cracks or stresses. And on colored parts of the kit, that's gonna give you a hard time. You're gonna have a bad day. Echo 8, like right here. Cut it from a distance. I have done a few non-Gundam kits. I don't think I've done a stream on them. And I do have like one model I kind of want to build that's not a Bandai kit at all that I want to do. So, like, and then I might do a request here or there. So, like, one of the ones I did, I actually have done two that I have on display somewhere, which I would have to grab. So I've done a Zoids kit, which was the Liger Zero kit, and I made that custom. And I can maybe pull that out eventually if I need a little break, to show what that ended up doing with that. And then I did a Transformers kit of a Megatron. That was actually pretty cool, and I was really happy about that. That was from an ex. Don't want to give her too much of a shout out. But the principle's about the same. As long as they're plastics, just kind of go with that formula. If it's like wood or something, obviously you do different things. So the other model that I have that's gotta be built, I don't think that's a plastic. I could be wrong, but yeah. And then there was I should say technically wasn't a Gundam kit. It's a mimic of a Gundam kit, the Chinese ones. So I made that Moonlight Judge one, if you know what I'm talking about. I did that one a while back. That, honestly, in terms of artistry and appearance, that's not a Gundam. I was really impressed by that one. Because it was beautiful. It wasn't that complicated. It gave you a lot for your money. Like, I love that kit. Alright, this is the part where I'm actually just nipping closer. But because we already clipped away from it the first time, you should see less stress. So now we should be able to do this pretty seamless. There we go. Don't cut it too fast. That might Well, I always loved Gundam, and I also used to love building Legos. So I would say that would be my entry to these things. And then I would want to say I was like maybe 10 or 11 when I was actually getting my first fake model kits that were Gundams. And it was, for the record, it was Gundam Wing, the show that I really loved out of everything. So I had like my first 3 little mini model kits that were Gundam Wing, and I built them and I liked them. I got away from it because then I got distracted with high school and other shit and other stuff like that, where I just didn't have the time. And then I got back. I went to Japan back in 2019, and I just got back into them because I started building them again. Once I found all these models that I was like, wow, what a great collection of things, and I can do this. And because I also have like my own little like workshop that I do other projects on that are not model related, and I had like all the tools. So I was like, okay, let me get back into this. So I bought like 8 back then. So I bought some high grade like Easy 8, the MK2. I bought a master. I did take the bite the bullet and get into some master grades early on. Right from there, they came out great. But I was learning between 2019 and 2021. COVID definitely gave me a lot of time to think on it, ponder. So yeah, and here I am today. I have like a large inventory at this point of kits that I've built. I won't even talk the money aspect, bro. I really won't, but just assume it's a lot that's gone into it over time. But I'm proud of it. I'm proud being that kind of nerd, if that makes sense. This one again. Yeah, now we're in 2025. This is like my 30th kit, 40th kit maybe. I've made a few commissions here and there. Actually, no, not really. Once this kit's done, I really only have 2 Gundam kits that were gifts, and then non like model like figure model kit in general. I really don't take too much of a backlog. The most I have is like at the most I've had was like 5. But the thing is, I take my time with a lot of these things. So I'm definitely slower pace. Although since I started streaming these things, I will say I've been pretty quick. I will admit I'm probably going to go a lot slower, because on average for the high grades, in this case, I usually have done on average 4 hours per build. Oh, we gotta put the foot in that insert. There we go. But no, I've seen those backlogs. Like, people have a whole closet full of the model kits and stuff. I'm like, yeah, I don't even have space like that. My mom would fucking kill me. She gives me a hard time just when I have all these. And it's like, we have no more room. Fix this out. Get my tiny fingers into there. Yeah, and like I said, we're gonna have these imperfections with these kits, this particular kit, because of how the undergating, there was no undergating done on this. If there was, I would not be having, so we'll just have to regloss them. But look at that, this is how the feet are the foodies are coming out. Pretty nice. Now we gotta go back to the D runner. So we need to grab 10 and 11. And yes, and then to kind of go along the line of why I don't have a big backlog, I'm not necessarily just buying kits because they're there. No offense to anyone who does, but I do pick special ones. So like when I went to Japan this past year, this was one of them, where out of the thousands of kits that existed, that were on the shelves, you know, Gyaradogas, the new MGEXs, which I do have one MGEX kit, but besides the point, like I found this as a gem, because this out of every store I went to, I did not see this one anywhere else. And I didn't, so therefore I didn't think anybody else would have this one. So that's why. So that's kind of my driver now. Like if I see a very impressive kit and it's something I felt capable of doing / maybe wanting to modify to make it my own, that's what's going to drive me. I really like how I haven't done Penelope. The only reason I have it is just I think it's too big and I would not have a spot for it. Otherwise, the Penelope / the G, the other one would be really cool to do. But I do like them. I would have loved to have done that maybe as a commission for somebody. But the entry grades, I'm so glad they created those, because for $10, you know, US, you can get into the hobby pretty easy without breaking the bank. Like if you wanted to upgrade from Legos, you could do that, and you could do so much with the entry grades too, I imagine, because all it is just a few pieces, but then you can do so much more because of its simplicity. I haven't touched any of the entry grades, but because I just want a little more challenge. And yeah, because they're entry grades, it's going to be more simple. It's going to be, it won't have that much definition, but that's why it's for that price. Oh, for any of the entry grades or the Penelope? Because with the high grade, from the entry grade to the high grade level, no, that's not a surprise to me that they don't have stickers. Because stickers cost money too. Like you go to the store to get a new brand sheet of stickers, I think they charge $10. Especially if you want the high quality ones, the water slide decals. Those are. I will admit I'm also bad at eye stickers, and there's eye stickers on this one. I personally like to paint those, so I might do something like that here. Is this an underpaid piece? I'll take a look at that later. Yeah, I'm personally bad with the eye stickers. I also don't like how they look. It could just be because I suck at putting them, because I got sausage fingers, dude. But I personally prefer to paint them. So I would put that black paint on the foreground, clear out the eyelets to put the white, or well, not the white though, the green that's generally on there, or the blue. That could be part of this kit, this piece. We'll find out in a minute. Oh, this is undergating. Why the fuck did they put undergating on this but not anywhere else? That would have been fucking helpful. Fuckers. Here, I'm going to show you what I'm talking about here. Where's my knife? So see here? See these nubs right here? This is undergating. This is what the new kits. So now this is what this is telling me. This is that turn of the century piece, like model that they created. So this was part of the older kits, but then now what this does is, so they have the nubs, like, so you have the nubs here, right? When we say undergating, we're talking something that's concealable. So like see how on this piece the nubs are, when we do eventually cut into those, are gonna stick out. So we have to file those down. It's gonna look ugly and all that nonsense hubbed up. What undergating is basically referring to is the new technique of how they create these molds and runners. So instead of being out here, the undergating is done here, where the blade is going to be sticking out from now, if you can see that. So that actually provides a cleaner finish and look, where we don't damage the actual piece, especially with finish. They should have done that with the whole kit. So I see why there's a rarity of these. So now now we just cut in. Where's my, oh. Let's see. So yeah, so they can hide it inside the armor. Like once they put it on the model, it's kind of too late, you know? But it helps out a lot more. And so like if you buy anything 2014 onward, you'll see that undergating. That's going to help out a lot when you just build. Otherwise, and over time, you just gotta, if you get the older kits, you just gotta work for them. That's where you start becoming creative. I'll just cut here with this chisel. Is there any on these? Yes. But yes, exactly. You hide it inside the armor rather have it sticking on the actual part of the armor that's going to be presented to, you know, on display. So now that I'm cutting, you can see the difference, like how much more flush the inside looks. There we go. Wands. Are you referring to files? Kind of like this? Standing files or standing sticks? I'll just wait till you confirm if that's what you mean. Okay, yeah. So that's gonna. I always recommend getting into that too, because what that's going to do for you is that. So you have those rough patches or those nubs you cut, or just in general. Files. We'll start with files. So like this file, I was using the clean and keep that flush the material down to keep everything leveled, right? And then when we talk, so you're gonna do that to use the files and stuff to clean and take off material. And these rules apply to like blacksmithing or woodworking, anything like that. So if you understand the principles of blacksmithing and woodworking, you're gonna understand this. That's where my background is coming from in terms of build and stuff. And then this is a pseudo sanding stick. It's a chopstick with sandpaper on it. But so like this is the sanding stick. Now, let's say this file, everything goes by grits. So let's say this file is at a 24 grit. So that what that's telling you is that you're gonna have a lot more material be cut and hogged out as opposed to finish. So you're using files and stuff that's 100, 240 grit and under to clean and hog out material. Sanding, when you start talking to sanding sticks, that's when you start cleaning up the piece to have it more fine detailed, more smoothed out and polish. So sanding sticks, when you hit, which they do have 24 grit to 24 to 240 grit to do the same principle. But when you hit 240 grit and above, that's when you start going into that sanding and polishing phase. Polishing phase starts at 600 grit. So this is a 600 grit paper that's on this thing. So when I get to it, I will be rubbing this sanding stick like so to smooth out any imperfections. And you go about that, you don't just stop at any particular grit. You work your way up. So if you're starting at a 24 grit, you're going to go up to as high as possible. Sometimes the perfect polishes exist between 1,000 grit, sometimes to 10,000 grit. Not every build you do needs to be at a 10,000 grit. You choose how far you want to go. But if you want a nice polished finish, you do up to 600 grit. if that makes sense. Alright, so we are going to, I think it's pieces that go like this. Okay. Yes, so that's how that looks. I'm gonna put this in. And sorry if I'm taking my time with this. Now, I am appreciating the questions, and you know, it's not often I get to talk to people about that. So thank you. To use on sharp unclean it. If you have sharp unclean edges, so let's say there was some stuff here, you can use a file. You can also use a chisel, like this is a chisel, and you just sharpen it down to a chisel point. And you get that at Hobby Lobby or something like that. Just be careful. But you can use the file for the sharp unclean edges. But I still would recommend file first, but then working with sandpaper or a higher grit tool to blend it out. Because once you do 24 grit to 120 grit, you're going to have roughness. Think of it as think of it as, so let's say the first phase is going to be grinding by comparison, so that way we could apply it to different walks of life. So grinding is when you're taking the material out or cutting any like significant imperfections. Then sanding comes in the next level. So grinding will do from 0 to 120. So let's say grinding is in that phase, and then sanding is going to be from the 120 to 400 grit. So you're still taking some material out, but now you're also trying to blend everything out at the same time. Once you hit 400 grit and above, that's the last phase. That's the polishing phase. So that applies to like how they make swords and everything like that. 400 grit and above, that's when you start going into polishing. So do model kits need polishing? Absolutely. So like there's some dry rough patches here. This is gonna need that same TLC at 400 grit and above. But do it gradually. Don't just do jump from 120 grit to 600 grit. It's not going to look clean. Look at that. We got some footies. Alright, now we're going to get into the right leg of Exodia. Maybe I should buy that next time. The Exodia builds. I think they have a kit like that. So we'll cut into this. We'll put everything into practice, I think. No problem, Golden Ages. I appreciate the questions. If you got more, feel free. So B2. There we go. So we're going to cut, like I said, here, here, here. Now again, with these real grades, they're exclusive to have this kind of model runner, because their concept is just building an articulating frame. So we're not building like all of the feet, like or the leg. Like the leg is going to be built on top of this. Yeah. So in this one, there was a couple cuts we got to do, but there's some flashing in between. So like here's a flash point here, here, here. For some of these areas. One. I'm not gonna cut all the way to that one. Two. Here's another mark of flashing where it's sticking out. 3. So just cut them. Just pay attention onto the manual, because if you cut something that needs to connect to something, you're gonna have a bad time. Wow, I didn't even cut that. Yeah, look at all that flashing there. So far, though, let me just remind everybody, thanks for coming on for sure. You know, joining me on the chill vibes and stuff. And again, if it's an inconvenience to be on Twitch or YouTube, feel free to join on the one or the other. A lot of these posts I do post on TikTok. I used to stream on TikTok, but with government regulations and stuff like that, I stayed away. I still have the account, but right now we're not doing any lives at this point through TikTok. So feel free to join on lives whenever I'm on or through YouTube or Twitch. All the links, all my hashtags are down on the left and the right of the screen. Then we need F14. Let's see what we got. I really like how they made the black finish on these. So F14 and 13. So remember away. Oh, here, let's start with this one first. Other pieces of advice I would say. If you're tired during one of these builds, take a break. My longest build was probably about a year, and I had to take a break in between from that, just because I didn't want to mess up. There was a lot going into it, a lot of paint work, a lot of fine details that I had to create. So yeah, take breaks when you need to. Grab some water real quick. Thank you. I don't think I have them all though on there. I gotta make sure I do. Whoop. That's a note to myself. I gotta make sure I do post all the ones on Instagram on there. But I'm glad you found that. But I think that's a good chunk of them. I would definitely say my favorite ones to always kind of touch in terms of builds are the master grades at this point. The perfect grades are cool, but those are sometimes super expensive and space costly. So, but master grades I love like doing everything. The Synergy Stein was a fun one in my opinion. That was a really fun kit to build. What was cool about that particular kit when you buy it from the box is that they actually include two versions of that kit build of that model there. So you can have the narrative like you from the movie, or you could do the Verka. So if you get into that one, I'd recommend buying the Verka box, because if you like either or, you have both options. But that was a fun one. The only thing I would say about that one was I really would have wished that they had more fluorescent effects to like the beam sabers. So like on that one I had to paint the beam sabers to give it a like UV light effect to it. Otherwise that was a fun kit. It was big pieces too. A lot of pieces, but big pieces. So yeah, we'll file these down. Give it a good finish. So the only one I need from that series though is the Phoenix, and I almost the Phoenix Gundam, which would have been awesome to have, but even today that's still pricey. And what scares me about that one is the gold plating, because that's a special finish. Even though that's the standard finish for that model, it's a special finish. So like when you do filing on that one, it's very hard to get it right, because I also think that was one of the ones they didn't undergate, if I remember. So because they didn't undergate, we're gonna have a lot of bad nub marks on it. So therefore, the only way to fix that is to either re-gold plate the whole thing, which is a very expensive process, or getting a marker and try to match it up as much as possible. A lot of work on that one that I don't want to be doing right now. Also, given like how much time I have in between my personal life and streaming and filming, which is another reason I try not to have a backlog either. But the Siniju and the Siniju Stein were fun. The Siniju, the first Siniju, I almost fucked up one time. Because I basically did some things I was experimenting on and it didn't work out. And I basically had to take a whole finish off, a whole paint off, just to redo it. There's some details in this one. Just a little bit harder. They can be intimidating sometimes, I ain't gonna lie to you. But that's why, biggest important lesson, take your time, even if you get into the big ones. Like the Penelope one was a big model for sure. But when you get into the master grades and the perfect grades, or even the MGEX, you do not want to make mistakes. Because those mistakes can be costly, and then you have to start outsourcing to get maybe parts that you might not be able to get through warranty, which I've done a couple times. Alright, so then now, damn dude, didn't fuck up here. What's going on? It's just not going in. Maybe I gotta cut the. Hold on a second here. Because those pieces do not want to stay in. Might have to shave. Take it over. There's only one phase of it. I think it's gotta be this piece right here. Alright. Let's try this again.